So just come to lie down on the floor, and you might like something underneath your head, something small, probably folded up blanket or towel or something like that. Nothing too bulky, like a pillow might even be a little too high, but you can feel for yourself. Or you can just let your head rest on the floor and bring your feet to standing. So you'll have both feet flat on the floor and your knees pointing up towards the ceiling. And if it's comfortable, you can bring your hands onto your lower abdomen and just rest your hands there. And just let your elbows kind of slide off to the sides, resting on the floor. And begin to notice just what it feels like to come to the floor, and this inviting this sense of settling or landing. You might be aware of how you got here, the journey from work or wherever you just were, and coming to this place. And for the next couple of breaths, you can just almost imagine all of you, all of your molecules like coming back, coming all over here to this place and landing here in this shape. And breathe mostly in and out through the nose throughout the practice, if that feels comfortable and doable. And just be aware of the floor underneath you and the feeling of your body meeting the floor, your two footprints, and your pelvis, and your elbows, and your back, upper back, shoulders, back of the head. And there's an awareness of maybe you coming to meet the floor and also the floor coming up to meet you. And draw your awareness now towards your breath. Specifically, if your hands are on your lower belly, you can kind of feel where the breath is moving and how the breath is moving underneath your hands. And you might be aware of the way that each time you exhale, as the diaphragm moves up, meaning more towards your upper ribs or towards the same direction as your head, your belly relaxes down towards your spine. So as you inhale, there's an expansion of sorts somewhere in the abdomen. As you exhale, there's a relaxation. Nice. And on one of those exhalations, as you feel the belly relaxing towards the spine, just as if there was no effort whatsoever, you'll just lift one knee, your right knee maybe will come in towards your chest, kind of riding the exhale. Yeah, and you can kind of hold on to the back of the hamstring or the front of the knee. And then as you inhale, you can relax that foot back down to the ground. Yeah, and then you'll wait for an exhalation to find the left knee doing this similar thing. So you'll exhale, you'll feel the belly going towards the spine. You'll let the knee float up in towards your chest. Stay with it for a couple of breaths. And then you can release it back down. On an inhale. Yeah, nice. Then as you exhale, you can bring both knees in towards your chest. And this takes a little more effort, you'll find, right? But just kind of letting it still be as easy as possible. Good. As you inhale, you can reach the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling. So you're energizing through your legs. As you inhale, you're kind of stretching the legs out. And then as you exhale, you can bring the knees back in towards the chest. And try this a couple of times. You're inhaling, becoming like a letter L. And you could add your arms too. You could reach your arms up overhead, maybe. Yeah, letter L. And then exhale, hugging your knees in towards your chest. And continuing like this, moving with your breath so that the inhalation makes the letter L and the exhalation makes this asana, this little ball. And then one little detail to try, you could try keeping the back of the pelvis on the ground throughout and kind of feeling like the back of the pelvis is grounded in the floor. It doesn't curl up or round up. It does a little bit, but you can think about kind of letting the pelvis, more like letting the pelvis be heavy. Pelvis is heavy on the ground. Yeah. And the legs are extending and coming back in. Nice. And the next time that you have your knees in towards your chest, you can just take a few deep breaths here and feel into the grounding of the pelvis. You can flex your feet. You can point your feet. You can kind of scrunch your toes, just bring some awareness to the feet. And then we'll roll over to one side and come to any kind of seated position, kneeling or cross-legged. And wherever you land, you can have your hands down on your legs and just let your elbows relax by your sides. Shoulders are open. Chin is tucked in a little bit. Yeah. Good. And we'll just open by chanting. We'll chant Om together so you can bring your hands maybe to your chest, but continue to feel this grounding down through the pelvis. As we chant, we'll inhale and imagine that this breath is coming down the spine into the pelvis. And as you exhale and chant, the breath and the sound will move up and out into the space. It's an image that you could explore. So we'll inhale, breathing down into the lower belly, inhaling. Great. And then come to a standing pose. You'll just come to stand in Tadasana. You can have your knees slightly bent. And as you inhale, you'll bring your arms forward and up. So you'll reach up over your head. And as you exhale, you can fold down over your legs, bending your knees as much as you want to. Good. Uttanasana. And inhale here, just feeling the ribs fill up with breath. And as you exhale, relax even more into this Uttanasana. Yeah. Yeah, good. Then you'll inhale, just feel the ribs fill up. Exhale, relax there. And then the next inhalation, you'll reach the arms forward and up and come all the way up to standing. And exhale, relax the arms down. And bring your hands to your lower belly and just notice for a moment as you exhale that place where the breath kind of relaxes in. And you can feel it really nicely there too, Sai. Like this Malasana, like there's a deep forward bend in the hips, and you can kind of rest into like this grounding kind of feeling of the exhale. We'll try that again. I'm gonna try something a little bit. Pardon this, my dog did this decor. I'm sorry, this is like looks really okay. We're gonna play with this thing that's called sthiti, which I know some of you guys have explored this before. And it might not look like, I don't even know if demonstrating it helps at all. But we'll inhale, reaching the arms up. You'll exhale and come down into like an easy forward bend, like no problem. This is easy. Knees are bent, head is relaxed. You'll inhale here and just kind of feel this fullness here, not really coming up, but just feeling the stability here. Then you'll exhale, feeling from the lower belly that you folded a little bit more. Then you'll inhale and kind of float up and exhale and just stay here. So you're not coming in a full like extension. You're just kind of letting the inhalation float you up a little bit and exhaling here, relaxing. Then you'll inhale and come all the way up. So that's what we just did, but I just wanted to kind of clarify that process. You're kind of like Uttanasana, and then you're like, but really Uttanasana goes a little deeper, and then you come out and you're like, easy Uttanasana, and then you come all the way out. So I'll cue through one more time. Welcome, Earl, by the way. Oh, bye, Earl. Never mind. They left. Okay. Inhale, reach the arms up. Inhaling. Exhale, fold down into a really easy forward bend. Bend your knees with, and everyone. Yeah. So you can feel your feet on the ground. Yeah. Inhale here, floating the ribs and just letting this relax now into Uttanasana. So letting yourself fold maybe even more. Then you'll inhale into this kind of easier version of this. Yeah. Exhale, just release right here. Bending knees. Blah. And then inhale, come all the way up. Reaching the arms forward so that the chest is open as you come up. And exhale. Yeah, really nice side. Yeah, strong back muscles. Exhale, lower the arms back down. Good. That makes sense? Good. Everyone look good? Yeah. Now we'll try this is like really kind of simple stuff, but like really awesome stuff in my opinion. We'll try something a little different, but similar kind of pathway. So you'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, this time you'll come halfway down, like a purposeful Ardha Uttanasana. So your back is more or less parallel with the floor. Yeah. And then you can bring your hands to the lower back or to the sides of the legs or somewhere. Inhale here, feel your chest is so open here. Ooh, and then exhale, release the rest of the way down. Uttanasana. Nice. And take a full breath here. Good. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching the arms forward and up. Nice. So this is those muscles along the spine. Exhale, just lower your arms down and pause for a moment in Tadasana, just feeling your height, just standing with your arms by your sides, feeling this structure. So as you're standing, you can just visualize the spine and the body, feeling all of the muscles along the spine. And bringing your attention to the hip sockets, the tops of the legs, which is where you kind of can think about folding from as you exhale. And we'll do that Ardha Uttanasana one more time. This time we'll stay for a breath in the pose. So keeping your arms out in front of you is going to make you a little heavier on the top, right? And then bringing your hands to the lower back is going to make it a little easier. So it's up to you. So you'll inhale, reach the arms up. You'll exhale and maybe fold down halfway with your arms behind your back, or you could keep your arms extended. Yeah. Then inhale here and exhale here. Yeah. And inhale again. Feel all that strength. Feel your heels are nice on the ground. Knees are bent. All is well. Supported. Yeah. Exhale, fold back down. Uttanasana. Just letting everything relax. Nice. Inhale, come all the way up. Reaching forward and up. Opening the chest as you come up. Yeah. And exhale. Release the hands down by your sides. We're going to try it one more time, and I have one little thing to try. Some of you guys are doing this. When you come into this Ardha Uttanasana, you can, like, I don't know what this gesture is, but kind of put your hands on the lower back and relax your shoulders away from your ears, so that as you're staying here, you can really feel shoulders are away from your ears, neck is really long, back is really strong. And as you come up, maybe reach the arms through the sides this time. So as you come up, arms will come out to the sides, and you're picking up with your chest, like your chest wants to come first. So try that, and it might feel a little different in your back. So you'll inhale, reach the arms up. Good. Exhale, coming halfway down, bringing your hands behind you, like, Yeah. Good. And relax your shoulders away from your ears. Relax your shoulders towards your tailbone. Ugh. Or like wherever it feels like. Yeah. So it's not squishing the neck. Inhale and exhale, fold the rest of the way down. Relax the shoulders, relax the head and neck. Blah. Bend the knees a ton so that you could even touch the floor, maybe. Yeah. Then as you inhale and you come up, reach the arms out to the sides as you come up. Yeah. Chest comes up. Yeah. Really good, Sarah. Yeah. And then exhale, lower the arms down. Yeah. A little bit of a different feeling, perhaps. Okay. Great. And feeling into your legs now, just notice your legs are strong, knees are a little bit bent. We'll inhale and reach the arms up. And then as you exhale, you'll bend into the knees, sitting your seat down into Utkatasana. So you'll come to like a chair pose. Nice. And you can stay here a couple of breaths. And you can widen your arms to make it a little more comfortable for shoulders. Some people, the opposite is helpful, to actually bring the hands to interlace. Yeah. Whatever it feels like, it lets the chest open. And then as you exhale, you'll fold down. When you're ready to come out, you'll just fold down, let your belly rest on your thighs, keep a nice deep bend in your legs. Yeah, good. Really nice. Inhale, come back up into that Utkatasana, opening the chest, keeping the knees really bent. Bend the knees a ton, sitting back and down. Nice. And then inhale, press into your feet to come up to standing. Yeah. And exhale, just lower the arms. Good. And just notice whatever you notice. Good. We'll try that one more time. Inhaling, reaching the arms up any which way, maybe through the front, maybe interlacing, maybe a wide V shape. And then you'll exhale and sit down into your heels. Think about your heels and your pelvis sitting down. Yeah, knees are bending. Yeah, good. And take 3 breaths or so here in whatever version of Utkatasana. Nice. And there's all of this strength and kind of back bendiness in the upper body, and then the lower body, you're like just like heels, heavy pelvis. Just feeling this, all this support, right? Yeah. And then you'll exhale to fold down. Yeah, just letting the neck and shoulders and that back bendy feeling can untangle itself and release itself. This time you'll just step back to a downward facing dog. And with downward facing dog, it's nice to bend the knees a lot, I think. It's my feeling. Because that way, I feel like you can find a little bit more openness in the lower back. And if the legs are tight, they get a little bit of a way to ease in to the shape. Nice. And then bring the knees to the ground and sit yourself back into a child's pose for a moment. And just bring your awareness now to your pelvis, if that's comfortable to do so, to just kind of bring your awareness maybe to like the back of the pelvis or like the tailbone, or kind of find the sacrum or somewhere around there. Like a big heavy stone, this kind of presence of the pelvis going down and back. Every time you exhale, you can feel the pelvis drawing down and back. Nice. And then you'll inhale and come up to a tabletop, reaching the chest forward. Yeah. Then exhale, tuck your toes underneath you and reach your reach your tailbone straight back to the wall behind you. So you're making a tabletop. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. You're making a tabletop that is like, for real, you could put, wait, not so much. Undo a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. So there's like this tilt this way, right? That makes the cow pose, and then there's the tilt the other way that makes the cat pose, and then you're finding like, oh, just a plain old table. You could lay out a little dinner meal on there. On the sacrum, you can feel that flat part of the pelvis. Good. And then keeping that. Actually, Sarah, maybe walk your hands back a little bit so that they're closer to your knees. Yeah. Table. Yeah. And then you can tuck your toes underneath and just lift your knees a few inches off the ground and continue to keep the lower belly kind of engaging there, or supporting, I should say, or both. But sometimes, lower belly engage sounds like we're doing some kind of like workout ab thing. Well, it looked like you're about to start doing like mountain climbers or something. I know this one. Good. So you're just feeling like, wow, I'm not even doing anything, but this is taking a lot of support. Then you can rest. You bring your knees back down. Exhale, round your tailbone back and down so that you come into like a half child's pose, somewhere between a cat and a child's pose. Yeah. Then inhale, come forward again, finding the chest, finding that extension through the spine. Exhale, just let your tailbone lengthen towards the back of the room. Feel the lower belly just be awake and aware and alive and supporting you. Lift your knees a couple inches off the ground, tucking your toes. Nice. And then as you exhale, as if something was pulling the tailbone up and back, you'll exhale into downward facing dog. Pelvis flies away, right? And then the spine is just so long. And you can feel this in child's pose too. My pelvis is just going back and I'm just lengthened. And it might feel a little easier on the wrists to give a little bit more power and responsibility kind of to the legs and to the pelvis. Pelvis is drawing away, and now my wrists feel a little easier in this down dog. Yeah, really awesome. That's exactly right. Mm-hmm. Nice. And then walk your feet towards your hands, coming back to that forward bend. Bending the knees a lot. Inhale, come halfway up, reaching the chest forward. Yeah, sliding the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fold back down again. Nice. Let the head go. Inhale, come all the way up, leading with the chest as you come up, feeling your legs are nice and strong and supporting you as you come up. And then exhale, release your hands down by your sides, just coming to standing. Take a moment to pause and notice whatever you notice. Feel the weight is even on both feet. Yeah, good. Inhale, reach the arms up, extending through the front body. Exhale, fold all the way down, bending your knees, trusting your legs. And you can step back to a downward facing dog, or you could also hop back to bent elbows. You could do a little boing. Yeah, good. And eventually coming to downward facing dog. Again, knees are bent, feet are pressing down, feet are driving down. And every time you exhale, the pelvis is floating up, up and away, over that way, diagonally. That's good. Wes, you can release some sound here too. Huh. If you're not already, everyone's muted. So if you want to make any sound release, it's really nice. Yeah. And if you do release sound, I actually just discovered this just now as I did it. It's a little bit more of an active release of the belly towards the spine. Do you feel that? If you just let a little you can feel that like when you're laughing and a belly laugh. That's the exhale. It's just like a really dramatic exhale, right? Ha, he. Whatever's happening for you. Good. Nice. And then exhaling the knees down and letting the pelvis reach back into a nice child's pose or a half child's pose. Good. Inhale, come forward and up with the chest. Exhale back to Downward facing dog once again, kind of finding your way there via the pelvis. We're finding it like your breath is going, the pelvis is going. Then walk your feet towards your hands as you exhale, closing that distance as you exhale. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold back down again. Inhale, step into your feet as you stand up. As you reach the chest forward, just feel that your feet are there supporting you. Legs are there. Yeah, chest is so open. Exhale, lower the arms down. Good. We'll try one more forward folding standing thing. And we'll make it a little asymmetrical. Use a little bit more strength, perhaps. So you'll step your right foot forward, left foot back. So the right foot toes are going towards the short end of your mat if you were on a mat. And you have some space between your feet widthwise so that you can face forward. So your nose, your right knee, your right toes are all going the same direction. Your left foot is a little bit turned out. And then, yeah, good. Yeah, exactly. So I'm at a little bit of an angle so you can see. Good. So you're facing forward, whatever feels like forward. And you can straighten that leg. Yeah. And you can kind of find as you inhale, you can bend into the front knee. I just have my hands here to show which direction my gaze and my eyes are. But you can bring your hands wherever. As you inhale, you could reach the arms up, opening the chest. As you exhale, you can bring the arms down. And then we'll inhale, bending into the front knee, opening the chest with the arms coming up towards the ceiling. Then as you exhale, you'll fold over your front leg and you can straighten that front leg as you do so. Any amount. It could be totally straight or a little bit straight. If you tend to hyperextend, it's nice to keep it a little bit bent. And also for just like stability and balance, it's kind of nice to feel that there's a little bend there. Exhaling, folding a little bit more, letting the head go. Inhale, ease out of this pose a little bit. Exhale here. Then you'll inhale, reach the arms forward and come all the way up. So the chest is open as you come up. Exhale, lower the arms down. So the front knee can stay bent if it feels like it needs to bend. Otherwise, have it straight-ish. No, not locked though. So anywhere from bent to kind of straight, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Good. So we'll try this again. And it's the same process of inhaling, everything's so open. Exhaling, coming into like a chill version of this pose. Knee can be bent. It can be kind of like, I could go further, but I'm just not going to. You know, a mellow version. It's hard to kind of explain, but I think everyone's doing a great job. So you'll exhale into an easy Parsvottanasana. Then you'll inhale here. Ribs expand, breath comes into the chest. Very cool, very nice. Exhale, fold a little bit more. Feel from the lower belly that you're folding a little bit more. And then inhale, ease out of the pose a little bit, and exhale, relax here. Then you'll inhale, reach the arms forward and come all the way up. And exhale, lower the arms down. So in every, does that make sense? That each time you're exhaling and forward folding, you are relaxing into the forward fold. It's just that, like, to exaggerate, maybe your first time down, you end up like here and you're like, yes, and you exhale here and it's nice and easy. And then maybe the second time you're down here. And then you'll inhale and come out of it a little bit and relax right here. Nice and easy. And then you'll inhale and come all the way back out. Yeah. Try one more time on this side. So you're inhaling, reaching up. This is called stiti, which I like because it means like stability, or like, I think of like clarity. Like, what is this pose? It's this. It's this. It's this. It's this. Good. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, folding into a nice, easy forward bend. Notice how you're a little unstable here compared to Uttanasana. It's fun. Inhale here. Exhale, fold a little bit more. Then inhale, come out of the pose a little bit. Exhale, relax the upper back, head, neck, shoulders. Inhale, let the chest reach forward, the arms reach forward, come all the way out of the pose. And exhale, lower the arms down. Nice. And then step your front foot towards your back foot. Nice. Good. I know I joked before that that's the hardest part. You're like, my back foot. I haven't felt that in hours. Good. So now you'll change feet. So you'll step the left foot, whatever the one you didn't just do, left foot forward, I believe. You'll bend into this knee just to check that you have, a comfortable orientation towards the front of the space. You can bend into this knee and it's not going to feel super tweaky and weird in your hips. You have good distance between your feet in all directions, nice and comfortable. And you can also kind of feel like, where is straight for this knee? Like what feels supported still? Where can you still feel the foot on the ground? You can still feel the footprint really clear, right? I don't know what if I lock the knee, this is just me. I feel like I lose the sense of like, could I draw my footprint from sense or like from memory? I feel like I lose it when my knee is locked. And if my knee is a little bit bent, I feel more of my foot on the ground and I just feel a little more connected to my foot. That's just me. It might be true for you or something like that. You might notice something else that's true for you. Okay, both feet are on the ground. Don't forget about your back foot. Inhale, reach up with the arms, opening everything. Exhale, fold into a nice, easy forward bend on this side. Inhale here, and exhale, release fully into this forward bend. Then you'll inhale, ease out of the pose a little bit. Exhale, release here. Inhale, reach the arms forward and come all the way up. So you're using your legs and your back muscles to bring yourself up. Exhale, lower the arms. Good. 2 more times on this side, that same progression. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale, folding over your leg. Easy version. Inhale here. Exhale, a little bit more full expression, but still hopefully easy and nice and connected feeling. Then you'll inhale, ease out of it a little bit. Exhale, release. Then you'll inhale and use your inhalation to pick yourself up. Feel your back pinky toe on the ground. Yeah. Exhale, lower just the arms. One more time on your own. Mm-hmm. Nice. Really good. And then once you've come through this 3 times or so, you can step your front foot towards your back foot. Yeah. And just come to standing and just noticing whatever you notice. We'll make our way down to the floor in just a moment. Mm-hmm. Good. Feel into your footprints. And step towards the front of your space. You'll inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, bring your hands all the way down to the floor. Let the head hang, and then walk yourself out into a downward facing dog. Again, with this feeling of knees bending, pelvis going up and back. Let the legs be really strong. Drive your heels back. Feel that you are, yeah. You're really using, not just pushing into your wrists, but actually using the support of your legs. And then you can bring your knees down. You can come to a kneeling pose or a seated pose, and in a moment we'll come actually to lying on our back, so you can kind of try and make that transition. Yeah, good. I like to take a second seated sometimes before coming to the back, just to kind of return to this, like noticing the breath, noticing how the spine feels, how this all this organization feels, and then come to lie down on your back, kind of how we started with the feet flat on the floor and the knees um, up towards the ceiling. Good. And then one by one, you can lengthen both legs out long so that you come into Shavasana. Yeah. And feel the way that the legs are now interacting with the ground in a different way. Just the legs are on the ground, the heels, right? And you can bring your hands onto your lower belly and rest your hands there if that's comfortable. Let your elbows rest to the sides. And you might be able to feel the exhalation there in the lower belly. And then you'll flex your feet. So bring your feet kind of close together and flex your feet. So as if you were in Tadasana or something, but now your toes are pointing towards the ceiling. And just feel this change and like the energy into your legs, the activation into your legs. Nice. I have two options here for what to do as you inhale. We're going to bring the arms up, but some of you might like bringing the arms kind of like alongside you with bent elbows for space reasons and shoulder tension reasons, with the backs of the hands on the ground. So it's really like, yeah, yeah. It's very like Lego person like pose. I don't know. And then some of you might like to interlace the fingers and inhale the arms up overhead. So that's another option. And that will just bring a lot more kind of feeling of elastic length through the sides, right? This is nice because it keeps the shoulders grounded. This is nice because there's two different feelings. And now as you exhale, I just like for you to notice as you exhale, your belly going towards your spine, even though you're so extended and elastic and long. Just notice that the belly still goes towards the spine as you exhale. And then you'll exhale and then you'll bring your hands down. So we're back down to your sides or back down to rest on your belly, maybe. That'd be nice. And then just take a breath here. So this is an interesting, it's not really even an asana, it's more like a mudra or something where you're reaching through your heels, your legs are really active, your arms are stretching up and away from you, and then you're just kind of noticing the way that the belly goes towards the spine and kind of relaxes or somewhere around the navel as a result of the diaphragm moving. So we'll try one more time. So you'll inhale into some variation of your arms extending up. If you can interlace and reach up overhead, you can really feel it's kind of an intense feeling. So you'll reach actually all the way up overhead if you can. So that, let's see, your palms and the soles of your feet are going in opposite directions. They're all in one line. Yeah. You can feel like, yeah, almost like cartoon early morning stretch and really firm legs. You are one long line. And then you'll exhale and just notice that the belly goes towards the spine. And then inhale here. And then exhale, bring your hands down to your sides or back down to your belly. Then on an exhalation, as you feel the belly relaxing and releasing, you'll bring your knees in towards your chest and rest your hands on top of your kneecaps. And rest your shoulders and your head back towards the ground. As you inhale, you'll move your knees away from your chest. And as you exhale, you'll bring your knees a little closer. Keeping your hands on your knees. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, good. Nice. And then you can bring yourself into Shavasana or maybe resting with your um, feet flat on the floor and your knees lifted up towards the ceiling. Either way. And just coming to rest here. Nice. Good. And just letting go of all doing. And maybe taking yourself on a little scan of the body, starting with your heels, noticing where your heels are and how they are on the floor. And traveling up through the body. And as you come across different parts of the body, you might notice different sensations you might feel into their weight or their kind of like density. Like there might be some part of the body that feels light or heavy or spacious or tense or dense. And just kind of taking this in as qualities without any kind of meaning, but just like terrain, like different parts of the earth that have maybe more moisture, more air, or more like dense rock. You're just noticing, taking a little tour of this, all these different structures, this landscape. And a couple of options. One option would be as you exhale to just kind of slime like roll over into one side, just kind of like very liquidy rolling to one side, gathering in. That's one option. Another option would be to, as you exhale, letting your knees come in towards your chest first, kind of using a little bit of the abdominal strength to bring the knees in towards the chest, and then rolling over to one side. Yeah, really nice. Then you'll come up to a seat, any comfortable seat, using whatever props that might be nice to have. I will just take a few rounds of breath together. So finding first just an ujjayi pranayama. So you're breathing in and out through your nose. And on the inhalation and the exhalation, you can kind of feel the breath brushing past the back of the throat, and it makes a gentle sound. So if you're familiar, you can find that ujjayi pranayama. If you have any questions, you can find details about it. But basically, yeah, and tuck your chin in a tiny bit, just so it feels like, yeah. So it feels that the back of the neck is long and the head is on. Head is on the spine. And whatever position that you're in, as you're finding this ujjayi pranayama, sometimes giving a little bit of structure, then we find a bunch of extra tension that comes too, right? Start to like concentrate and something is grabbing that maybe doesn't need to grab. So you can soften without losing the structure of the breath, the structure of the seat. So begin with finding an equal inhalation and exhalation. So in your own tempo, you can count to 4 or 5 or 6 or something in your whatever speed, but have it be equal inhalation and exhalation. We'll call this a count of 6, but everyone, it could be 1, 2, 3, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And on your next round of breath, as you inhale, you'll inhale for 6, you'll exhale for 7. Do that 2 times. So you're making the exhalation a little longer. Then you can try inhaling for 6, exhaling for 8. And take like 4 more rounds of this, inhaling for 6, exhaling for 8. And after the next round or 2, you can return to equal inhalation and exhalation. So inhaling for 6, exhaling for 6. And after you've taken a couple of rounds like that, you can just return to natural, uncontrolled breathing in and out through your nose. Nice. And we'll close by chanting once again, inhaling deeply into the base of the spine and imagining that the sound travels from the ground all the way up and out. So inhale. Thank you to this ancient practice and to all of our teachers. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace.